Welcome back in, everyone. We are live here on day 2 of the inaugural Lincoln Challenger, and joining me now, a man who just qualified for the main draw, man who's had so much success here in his first summer of pro tennis. It's Eliot Spizzirri joining me. Eliot, it is always good to see you, my friend. Congratulations. 6-6 today. Talk me through that battle. Talk me through battling the conditions as well. It was not the most pleasant day for tennis.
Yeah, it was hot, first of all. Not as humid as Austin or Connecticut, but I think it got up to 98 out there, so that's always difficult, but both players are dealing with the same thing. So, yeah, he played well. I mean, he has a great forehand and can play some unbelievable points and strings of points. And so, for me, it was about staying solid and finding my moment to kind of grab hold of the match. And felt like I stayed calm for most of it. There was a few outbursts, but, yeah, I was just happy to manage my serve in those tie breaks and get the W.
No, I like the quadruple barrel come on pen thing. That's the energy I've been missing.
Yeah,
so it's good to be back around you and hear that. And, to talk about that end of the match specifically, you got broken twice, right? I think 4-all, 5-all broken in both service games. What was going through your mind in that moment? How did you manage to break, come back, ultimately close things out in the breaker?
Yeah, I think when I went down a break in that second, I just prepared myself for third. There was a couple of games when he would just rattle off a couple forehand winners, and I kind of have to say too good. And so I felt like it was a little bit in his hands at that point, and I just tried to make some returns, make it tough on him and compete, and I ended up getting those breaks back. But I think when you go down a break like that in the second set, he has a chance to close it out. You kind of just have to prepare for a third set, but also fight as hard as you can in the moment, because you never know what's going to happen in tennis. And I got a little lucky there at the end of the second.
No, when I think Eliot Spizzirri, I never think fight. So, again, that was a rare moment for you to find that. No, again, it's a testament to who you are as a competitor. And in that vein, pro title this summer. I think first Challenger semifinal, if my brain's working correctly. You get a win at Newport as well. What does it mean to you to have this sort of experience right away, first full summer of pro tennis? What's that been like for you?
Yeah, I feel like I got a good experience last summer too. Sure. I think that's prepared me for a better start this summer, and yeah, I just try to take it 1 week at a time, one match at a time, and see where I can go. This is my career now, and it's a little bit of a different mindset than tennis, or than Texas.
Yeah, sure.
And so yeah, now I just try to basically improve every week, but also enjoy it, find a balance, and find a way to sort of have peace of mind out there so I can play my best tennis. I think last summer I put a little bit too much expectation on myself, and this summer I've had done a better job doing that. So I felt like I've played freer, but it's also every match is a new challenge, and so I'm just trying to kind of fight through that stuff and learn a lot in this first couple of weeks out on tour, first couple of months, and so. Yeah, I can only just try to keep it going.
Yeah, and again, so far the results speak for themselves. It is interesting to hear you mention that difference between playing at Texas, playing professionally. If you don't mind, for listeners who are curious, what is that biggest difference for you in these first 2 months on the job on your own? Is it just the loneliness of it all, or what is that biggest difference?
Yeah, I would say, the highs are not as high.
Sure.
And the lows are probably lower.
Okay.
That's kind of what
that
I
sounds
would
like
say.
a great deal.
At Texas, when we lose as a team, or if you lose individually and you win as a team, you're all in it together. And so it's a lot different vibe. Now I'm just out here focused on myself. It's not as fun showing up to practice sometimes when you don't have 13 guys that you love around you. And it's different not competing alongside your best friends. You're just competing for yourself out here in your team. And so, I try to create that little atmosphere within my team now, which is Tom Blake. I've been working with him starting this summer, and then obviously my coach at home, Patrick Hurst. And so we try to create that little environment for me personally, so I feel comfortable. But yeah, it's definitely a totally different vibe in the sense that you don't have that team around you. But if you look at the best players in the world, they all have their own mini teams. So it's about creating that and getting used to kind of, I guess, spending more time alone and
sure.
Finding different hobbies on the road, because you can't always just roll the dice with the boys and have some fun. So yeah, it's just about finding your way and just experiencing new things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, into the main draw here this week, but I'm sure listeners are curious as you look towards this final third of 2024, what's the schedule look like for you as you try to get that pro career started?
Yeah, I wanted to play Cary next week. I don't think I'm going to get in.
It's the cutoff's like 60.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get in. So, we'll see what happens with the Open. I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. I think probably find out pretty soon here. I'd love to play at home again. That's always been a highlight of my career so far. And so, see what happens with that, and then play a bunch of challengers in the fall. Probably stay in the U.S., maybe some futures, and yeah, it's kind of tough at this ranking. You got to just mix in a bunch of different levels of tournaments, and sometimes you travel, sometimes you don't. So I'd like to stay in the U.S. in the fall, and my sister goes to UVA, so hopefully we can play the Charlottesville Challenger again. And there's a couple events that I'd love to play. I'd love to go to Fairfield, Tiburon. I've heard a lot of good things about the Challengers in the U.S., so we'll see what happens with that.
Well, again, first Challenger starts here this week. Into the main draw of the Lincoln Challenger, Eliot Spizzirri. Always good to see you, my friend. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.